And we are live on another edition of All In on High School Sports. Jennifer Valenti, Kurt Valenti, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. You sound a little better. Throat's back.
Not. It's a little worse today, actually, but it's all good. Feeling okay.
Yeah, I'll have to cover up on the show as usual, but that's okay. Hey, we got a lot going on again. Big time in high school sports. All kinds of state tournaments, county tournaments. And we got some all-star games, and we're going to talk a little all-star game tonight, right? What do we got going on tonight?
So tonight we are actually going to be joined by George DiGrande. He is the game director for the Phil Simms New Jersey North-South High School All-Star Football Classic, so we'll be bringing him in a moment. Then we'll continue with our breakdown of, as you mentioned, tournament play. We have NJSIAA state tournament play for girls lacrosse, boys lacrosse, and softball. We have some Bergen County boys baseball to discuss. They haven't had their state tournament seedings yet. And we'll talk a little bit more about the girls flag football situation as well. So we've got a lot of updates on all of those sports.
Before we get into that tonight, before we bring George on, we got a couple congratulations tonight. We want to congratulate a couple of our interns. Mm-hmm. Rachel with her graduation today from Seton Hall University.
As well as another Seton Hall graduate.
Absolutely. Our good friend, he comes on the K&K Sports Show, Ryan Scoop Woodhams. So congratulations to both of you guys. Yeah. And we also have one more, our intern, Olivia. She will be graduating from Bergen Tech, will be playing for a state sectional final.
Right. So congratulations to her. She won her game today. So...
And I want to
be remiss if we did not recognize them in their accomplishments.
And I want to give one more congratulations. It's to a former player that Nikki Gattuso from Ramapo High School has become the head football coach at Demorest today. So congratulations, Guts. Nickname Nikki. Great. Was a great player. Was a great assistant coach for Ramapo for over 10 years. And found out a little other breaking news. Our great friend.
We'll have to get him on.
We have to get Coach. I'll reach out to him, but Coach Breslin will also be going to Demorest. So congratulations to Coach Gattuso, nice. Coach Breslin. Virilli's asking, we have interns? Oh, yes, we do.
Yes,
Virilli?
We do.
Yes, we do. A couple comments coming in real quick.
You haven't been watching.
Kenny saying, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is well. And Coach Breslin, looking forward to a great show. Hi, George. Hope all is well. Looking forward to hearing you speak tonight.
Oh, very nice. Awesome. Well,
let's bring him in.
Let's bring him in because Coach is in the waiting room.
Okay.
All right, there he is. Just let his audio get connected. Hey, Coach, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, Jen. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Allow me again to officially introduce you to our audience. And please forgive me, Coach. I have a little bit of a sore throat, and I'm sucking on a cough drop, so not how I usually sound.
No problem.
We are joined by Coach George DiGrande, the game director for the Phil Simms New Jersey North-South High School All-Star Football Classic. That game is set to be played on, I believe it's Sunday, June 12th at 6 p.m. at Kane University. Excuse me. So, Coach, this is actually more than just a Sunday evening All-Star game for these kids, right? So can you give us some of the specific details about, what the weekend entails for them?
Sure, Jen. It's a great weekend. And let me just say, first of all, thank you for having me here. And we are so excited to be back on the field. Our last game was 2019. The last 2 years were, COVID cancellations. And so this is the first time since 2019 that we're back on the field. We have 90 kids from throughout New Jersey coming here to play their last official high school game before they head off to college. What a weekend we're going to have. So the kids will be arriving on Friday, June 10th. After check-in, they get a quick snack, and then we're off to practice. They're going to practice 3 times on that Friday. We'll feed them lunch. We'll feed them dinner. We're going to feed them, get them a snack. That Friday night, it's pretty cool. We're going to be having multiple events for the kids after the last practice. There'll be haircuts given out to the kids. We're going to have an ice cream truck there in the parking lot. And Kane University has an awesome e-sport arena. And so we're going to have the kids up there, and they'll be gaming and just having fun. We're being kids. Come Saturday, breakfast, practice, lunch, practice, snack, practice, and then at night we're going to have a beefsteak hosted by Nightingales out of Upper North Jersey. And that should be a great event, right? It's going to be really a celebration of the kids, the coaches, getting together and being, as a football family. Come Sunday, we'll have breakfast. There'll be the walkthroughs, team pictures. And what's really neat about our event, we have a charitable offset to the game called Leaders for Life. And we're bringing in on Sunday 250 kids from various urban communities, bring them to campus for a full day of events. There'll be a football clinic by the Kane staff. There'll be a tour of the campus. We'll have various business leaders, sport athletes, and other presenters, first responders coming in to speak to the kids. And one of the highlights for me is that they'll be having lunch with the All-Stars as part of the pregame meal. So that's going to be a really awesome experience. We have some of the Kane players will be sitting down amongst the kids. We're going to have some Rutgers players sitting amongst the kids, and then you have the All-Stars with the kids. So it's a chance for everyone to, really just sit down, share some stories, and the goal is that hopefully we can introduce to these young kids that there's opportunities out there for them, and we'd love to see in 4 years that somebody who was at the table as a Leaders for Life guest is now wearing the jersey, paying it forward.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's the goal. Yeah. Also, one of the things that we're doing for the game, prior to the game, we're having a fan fest, and this is going to be really, really cool. We're going to have inflatables for all ages. We're going to have food trucks, DJ, and Morris Sussex Sports is live streaming the game. They're going to be doing a college game day type program from the parking lot. So we'll have the cheerleaders behind them. Both St. John Vianney and Elizabeth cheer teams will be there. It's going to be very exciting. We'll have the kids being interviewed, the coaches, our honorary head coaches, Victor Cruz, Jonathan Casillas, and of course our namesake, Phil Simms. So it's a day or a weekend of events. It's exciting. And then we're going to finish it off with a great game kicking off at 6 p.m.
Got a quick comment from Dr. John Taylor, athletic director at Irvington. He said, George, I love how you guys honored the selected players in 2020 and 2021. Though you didn't have a game, the players were acknowledged on social media as being selected and received their awards. As an AD who had players selected for both the 2020 and 2021 games, I want you to know being acknowledged brought a lot of sunshine during a trying time in their lives.
Well, I appreciate that. That's a really kind sentiment. I appreciate those kind words. We felt so bad. We had such a great press conference, and the energy coming out of that was so fantastic. And within a week or two, the world shut down. At least, in the tri-state area, everything shut down. And I think that, it was certainly disappointing, but people understood. The 21 year was tougher because some sport, football had a season, sports were having a season, but there were still so many uncertainties out there. And at the end of the day, we're responsible for the kids. We want what's best for all the kids and their safety and health, as well as for the coaches and all the participants. That's the priority. And so, we felt bad, but at the end of the day, we felt it was the right decision. But we did want to honor the kids. And so I'm happy that we were able to do something for them. And, a small thing, a small bit of appreciation. And they'll know that they've always been part of the All-Star Football Classic family.
Well, you know what? I'm going to piggyback off of Dr. John's comment there with the social media, because this year, your Twitter account has also highlighted different players who are being selected, right? Which is a really nice feature that you guys do as well.
Yeah, that's been fun. We've picked up our Twitter activity. It's a sign of the times, right? We have to keep up with everything. I have to give credit to my son, a recent college graduate, and he's the one. I come up with some of the ideas, but he's the guy doing it all and getting it out there. The neat thing with the kids, this has been pretty neat because we send out a little blurb and say, hey, you're going to be highlighted this week, and a couple of basic questions, and they shoot back, and then we have a little quick exchange. But it's neat starting to feel their personality and sense their excitement, because we're inside 3 weeks now, right? I mean, shoot, tomorrow it's going to be 2.5 weeks, and we're going to be showing up on campus. So yeah, that's a neat thing. We've been enjoying it. We're having fun with it. And at the end of the day, that's what it's supposed to be. We want to have fun. We want to honor these kids. They've worked hard. They represent their high schools, their programs, their communities, and it's a chance for all of football fans to get together and really enjoy one another.
Good friend Kevin really saying my old heavyweight Jason Jacobs D-line was picked to play and is going to play, and he's also saying from Eastside, and he's saying Eastside coach is an honorary coach from Eastside.
Very nice.
So
yes, we have a tremendous group of coaches in the game, and from my perspective, we love seeing the kids, but as a coach, man, you get really jacked up when you see some of these guys coming in. I can remember when many years ago when I was a young coach and I was asked to first participate in this. I was just in awe of sitting in the room with these legends all around me. I just wanted to listen and learn. And I think we have that opportunity now because we have some legends in the game. We have some younger guys, and it's really neat to see them interact, have fun, and get them on the field. There's a lot of juices flowing once you're getting them on the field.
Coach, obviously New Jersey, one of, or if not, has the best football, in the country, right? I mean, that's what everyone says. So how important is it for you guys, or how important do you think it is for these kids one more time, put them together and to showcase Jersey football together in this great all-star game?
Yeah, I think it's very important, and I agree. Look, we're biased. We think New Jersey has, the best of many things, and football certainly being up there. I think it's important for the kids to have one final go with their high school helmet on, with an all-star jersey on. And one of the things that I really like, they get a chance to mix and mingle with other kids who maybe they've played against, maybe they've just heard about, but now they get to build some bonds, create some memories, and also from a competitor standpoint, see just how good they are, right? You play, your team, your opponents pretty much. Maybe you've gone through the playoffs, but now you're playing with some of the best in the whole state. Let's see how you match up. And in just a few short weeks, you're heading off to your college, and then you really get to see how things start to go. So I think it's a really neat thing. I love it for the kids. It's a final sending off and capping off of their senior year, which we think is fantastic.
And the second part of that one, Coach, is, again, obviously, I know you can't speak for Phil, but just a quick, we know when you talk about New Jersey and New York and quarterbacks, and it's Phil Simms. And being an assistant at Ramapo, I got a chance to see him come down the field a lot, work with our players, work with his quarterbacks. He does all these quarterback camps, and I got to say, he was going to a lot of clinics throughout my coaching career. And I always say to Jen, the best person I ever saw speak was Phil Simms. And it was just like, oh my God, seeing him talk in a clinic was just like you writing everything down. And so what does it mean for him? Again, I know you can't speak for him, but what does this whole classic and all-star game mean to him?
You know what? Phil is so great. He's just a real guy. He's down to earth. He's very giving. He's been involved with the game since 2015. And, we speak, text, talk, many times during the course of the year, not just, getting ready for the game. I love his passion for the game. I love his passion for working with kids. He will make time for for everybody. Whether you're a quarterback, a running back, a lineman, you have a question, he's there to answer it. Seeing him work with the quarterbacks, now that is special, just like you said. I mean, he is a great teacher, you know, and I love when you can see people, they know what they're doing, but they can bring it to a level where they can help you understand and get better. And he's able to do that with these young kids. And he brings that excitement, that energy, the gleam in his eye. That's one of the neat things about being around Phil. And he'll be there the entire weekend. He's there from sun up to sundown. He is so generous with his time, his energy. We're really very fortunate to have him be part of our game and our team.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about more about like the history of the event? Just kind of checking out myself, it looks like it dates back to the late 1970s. So obviously it's evolved a lot since then. Could you expand on that a little bit for us?
Sure, Jen. Yeah, I'd be happy to. The game started, it came together in the thought process back in 1978. And we're very fortunate. One of those men that was in the room is still on our committee today, Coach Joe Paulo Castro out of Highland Park. And he'll be recognized during the game for his contributions to high school football. But yeah, a bunch of coaches got together and said, just like we were talking before, Kurt, you know, we've got some great players here in the state. How can we honor them? How can we showcase New Jersey football? And so they came up with the idea, let's start an all-star game. And so out of those meetings came about the game itself. And so they basically drew a line through New Jersey and said, okay, the North will be here, the South will be there. We're going to, in the very beginning, it was interesting, to be a coach, you had to win your playoff section. So that was, as a young coach, I knew in the back of my mind, man, if I want to be in this game, I have to win, you know, so we got to get going. But they, in the very beginning, they used to just pull players, like one year it might be groups 1 and 2, the next year groups 3 and 4. They were going back and forth. Eventually that went away, and they just started picking players from the entire state of New Jersey, all groups, private, public, whatever it may be. So the game has grown over the years, but we certainly stand on the shoulders of those men who were back there around that table, first saying, hey, this is what we want to do. We have an excellent committee of coaches, administrators, athletic directors, professional men and women who are dedicated to volunteering their time and their experience to running this event. We look to grow each and every year. We bring some folks in, that we think can help have good chemistry within the group, because it is truly a team effort. There are so many moving parts to this. It is a year-round endeavor. And even though we had the last 2 years where we didn't play the game, we were still having meetings, discussing, tweaking, how can we make this take it from a great event to an elite event. And that's where the goal has been. We have taken, I believe, over the last 20 or so years, we've taken this event. It's been good. It's been great. We're moving it towards elite. And it's a true showcase of New Jersey talent.
Coach, for the game itself, are there any rules? Is the quarterback, is it live? Is there quarterback runs? Is there a certain amount of blitzing? No blitzing? Is anything changed, or it's just it's a regular football game?
Great question, Kurt. Yes, there are rules. And being an offensive guy, I will say they're skewed to help the offense, because while we love defense and defense wins championships, we believe an all-star game should be about points. Plenty of them, lots of fireworks. We want the Jumbotron to be, spewing fireworks and the band's playing and the cheerleaders yelling and screaming. So we do handicap the defense a little bit, in that they can just play a straight 4-3 look. They can play zone on first and second down, then go man on third. They cannot blitz at all. Offensively, the only restrictions are in some of the bunch sets. We have eliminated the close bunch. We'll let the wide bunch go on. But other than that, the offense is really open. In terms of special teams, you can only have 4 guys rush the punter or the kicker. And one of the nice things we've added for this year, just a little twist, you have your extra point try, you have a 2-point conversion. We've added a 3-point conversion.
That's
Similar
awesome.
to USFL rules. Yeah, we've added a 3-point conversion. So from the 10, you can run or pass in for a 3-point. Also, in the fourth quarter, if you're down by 14 or more points and you score, you have the option to get the kickoff again. So, we want it to be a competitive game. We want it to be a high-scoring game, be an exciting game, and want everyone basically to, really have a good time and enjoy themselves.
Coach,
Awesome.
You talked a little bit about the coaching staff, your honorary coaches, and then would you want to expand upon the high school coaches who will be coaching as well?
Sure. Great. Thank you, Jen, for giving me that opportunity. So the high school coaches on the north side, the honorary coach, as I mentioned, was Victor Cruz for the north. And we're going to try and see if we get him to do some salsa for the kids. And especially if we have that first score, we want him to do the salsa up on the field for us.
There you go.
Right. So amongst the coaches, the head coach for the north, in addition to Victor, is going to be Smoke Pierre out of Irvington. We also have James Magazine out of Patterson East Side. We have Rob Gogarty out of Cedar Grove, and I'm partial to that. I'm a Panther alum, so I'm excited to have Rob involved here. Yeah, we have Brian Gibbs, Drew Gibbs' son, who is now the OC at St. Joe Montvale. He'll be in the game coaching. Jerry Venturino out of Jefferson will be coaching, and Ray Oliver out of East Orange will be coaching. That's just some of the guys. We have a couple others, but just those are the highlights right there.
Coach, I got to say one thing, Coach. We had a lot of these coaches that you mentioned on our show, so I don't know if we could be do we have to go north?
Partial.
Yeah, we have to be partial to the north. But, we're north too. So.
Well, that is excellent. I love to hear that. On the south, so we have Jonathan Casillas, the honorary head coach for the South. He's a New York Giant, New Brunswick kid, right? So, Victor was a Patterson Catholic kid, Jonathan a New Brunswick kid. So it's really kind of neat. We've got New Jersey kids from New Jersey schools play for the New York Giants. Victor, by the way, was in the 2004 game, if I'm not mistaken, in the All-Star game, and he scored a touchdown. So that's another neat thing. For the South, Kenny Scott out of Winslow is the official head coach. We have Montre Wright out of AC. We have Andrew Patterson, Robbinsville. Lou Versillo, longtime coach out of Lacey High School. We have James Melody out of Cedar Creek. Tariq Holman, who is the new coach at St. Thomas Aquinas, is also in the game coaching. So we've got heavyweights on both sides of the ball who will be out there coaching and yelling, screaming, and getting excited. That as I say, as a coach, that gets me juiced up when I see these guys get all excited and the competitiveness starts to come out and full flow.
Very nice.
Coach, my last one for you is how important, and I read, going on your website, and when you look at it and then you realize and you're like, wow, like that's just pretty awesome. But how awesome is it for you to see like kids from all over the place? And like you're saying, they're coming in on a Friday and they come in as individuals, but you know what? Like they're forming a team, they're forming a relationship. So how important is that for you?
You know what, Kurt, and that's a great question. That is so rewarding. I think as all coaches, we want to see our teams bond and be one and create memories that will last and provide them with tools that will last for years to come. This is so exciting where we have kids come in and they're all respectful, they're all polite, they're all eager to work. As a coach, that is really, really exciting. When you are on a field surrounded by young men who are eager to work, understand the game, you can coach. Even though it's a very short period, these coaches can bring football AP to the field because they're surrounded by kids who can do the things that they're asking them to do. And not only can they do them, they want to do them. They want to work. They want to be there and get better. But one of the greatest things is when it's all said and done and they're hugging each other. And it's not just the South guys hugging each other or the North guys. It's North and South together, bonding together, because we'll do certain things on the field. We'll take some time, afterwards. Phil's great with this. where after the practice is over, get all the kids together and have maybe a fun little contest. Who can throw the ball the farthest, who can kick the ball the farthest, who can spin around, on their helmet and then get up and run 10 yards the quickest, right? Something fun and different. But it's about bonding all the kids together. And to me, at the end of the day, Sunday night, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, when we're all at midfield and we're giving out various awards and all shaking hands, and we're just going to sit back and smile and say, yeah, this was great. This is what high school sports is all about: creating memories, having fun, and giving kids opportunities to enjoy themselves and carry that forward.
We got another question from Dr. Johnny saying, Coach, I'm curious, do you ever get pushback from players who get selected about playing in the game because their college coaches don't want them involved out of fear of injury? Also, if a guy is a Power 5 conference level player, does that ever sway the selection committee because they think that kid is going to XYZ school, they won't play in this game? Or does the committee select the best players and fill in the alternates if the invite is declined?
Yeah, great question, Dr. John. And I'll go to the back one first. We take the best players, right? That's the goal here of the game. Pick the best players that you can. And if for whatever reason somebody cannot play, then, obviously we go through our picking order. We have alternates that we can pick and choose from. But the goal is to put the best players on the field. That's the goal. Now, I will be very honest. There are some schools that do not want their kids to play in an all-star game, and I get it. I understand it. I wish it were different, but that's the way life is sometimes. You don't always get what you want. We work around that. We still want to honor those kids. So the fact that somebody, we're saying we're going to pick this young man, but he, may not come, that's secondary. Let's honor the young man because he deserves to be on the team.
That was my question. So he's still part of the team. He makes the team. He's just not going to play in the game for whatever reason.
Not going to play in the game. That's right. We even had, unfortunately, we've had a couple of kids who were injured over this, from the press conference to right now. We have two young men, unfortunately, who were injured and are going to have to miss, but we're going to still have them at the game.
That's great.
We're going to give them stuff and have them on the sidelines and be part of it. It's it's an unfortunate, those things happen from time to time. But we're about honoring the kids, and that, all that other stuff we'll leave to the side. We're about honoring the kids, honoring the best kids, and the ones who are able to be there. And let's have a good time and put on a great show.
All right, Coach, before we let you go, we like to do a little segment we call Rapid Fire. We switched up Rapid Fire for you slightly. Your only answers in Rapid Fire, these are all north-south questions. So you have to either choose north or south for these questions, all right?
Okay,
so now,
let's go.
I didn't realize you were a Cedar Grove person. I grew up in North Caldwell, so we were neighbors. But I think your coaching experience, I didn't share this with our audience, right, is Belvedere, Pingree, Warren Hills, right, Summit. So you have Westwood. So you seem like a North Jersey guy. So I'm not going to say that you're biased, but...
All right, here we go.
In my current position, I have to be unbiased.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. North or south, better pizza?
Oh, north.
All right. Better drivers?
I'm going to go with north. I represent State Farm. We're heavy in the north up here with our clientele. North.
Okay. My other food one, better bagels?
Ooh, south down the shore has some pretty good bagels. I'm going to go south.
Okay.
All right. Better vacation destination?
Oh, south. That's easy.
I threw south like, a lob on that one.
That's an easy one.
And my last one, better pro sports fans. You got the North, Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, all those guys, or Philly, Phillies, Eagles, Flyers.
Yeah.
Tough one because both people are probably nuts when you ask other people, these fans.
You know what? And that's the great thing, Kurt. Everybody is passionate. Whether you're from the north or the south, you're all passionate. And on Sunday, the 12th, we're going to have fans screaming and yelling from the north and the south. And they'll be loud. They'll be boisterous. They'll bring the energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. So I'm going to go both on that. That's a tie, north and south.
There you go.
All right. This one's totally putting you on the spot.
Well, he's going. Yeah, I know where he's going on that one.
All right. Better high school football?
Well,
We'll answer that on Monday. The
Yeah,
13th.
yeah. We'll talk about that on June 13th. How about that?
Exactly. Good answer. Perfect answer. They'll have bragging rights for the year at least.
There you
right?
go.
That's right. That's right.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us tonight. Your passion for the sport is obvious in speaking to you. The event that you have put together sounds absolutely amazing.
Yep.
It's a great opportunity for those kids. So please thank you to you and your entire staff that you work with for all that you do for the student athletes.
No, thank you, Jen and Kurt. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be part of the show and to talk about our great game and talk about high school football and athletics. We love it. We love you guys for supporting it. So thank you again. I appreciate being on.
Thank you, Coach.
Best of luck. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you so much. You as well. See you on Sunday the 12th.
There you go.
Sounds good. Awesome.
All righty.
Thank you, Coach.
Good night, Coach.
Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that's just an awesome event.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know, Coach Breslin saying, awesome job, Coach. There's Burley saying fighting and punching. I'm thinking meaning the fans for the thing. Dr. John saying, or no matter what, both North and South Jersey cheer pro teams in the states outside of New Jersey. Yeah,
This is very
that's
true.
true.
Spoken because
Who's Jersey's true team? We could have we have a week's show on that one, Dr. John.
But the event, even just knowing what I did about the event, no, it was more than just like the All-Star game, but then talking to Coach DiGrande about it, what they do for those kids, that just sounds like an
you know
amazing
what I
weekend for
like,
them.
and honestly, I didn't know the answer, and Coach Dr. John asked it is. I really like how, like you said, they pick a kid. And again, that kid might not have any control. If that school's telling them, listen,
Right.
we don't want you playing, listen, that kid can't play, right? So, for them to still acknowledge that kid, you made the team, they go through whatever they go through. It's just they're not playing in a game. I like that. I think that's awesome and shows a lot of respect from, with the committee and stuff like that.
They said they, taking the best one. So, rolling into some other spring sports, or into spring sports and what's going on. While we have Dr. John maybe still there, let's give a little update on girls flag football. Dr. John always keeps Kurt and I in the loop of things going on in the, the Super Football Conference, SFC.
By the way, they're talking to Dr. John, Jen. This is now a show and a half going on too that I have not.
Oh, but
got him mad. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's too early. He's going to hear me come August.
fall.
Yeah, I'll be good from now to August for Dr. John.
But he gave us some updates. So a big girls flag football update, which we had discussed with several of the coaches who had on. They had a very small playoff format, but they did decide to expand the playoffs. So in the SFC, in the North Division, Ridgewood did clinch first place, and there's 1 week left of season play. But they did clinch it. Right now they sit at 6-0 going into this week of last season regular season play, and Irvington did clinch the South Division as well. So now they expanded to 4 teams from each division. So they have North 1 will play against South 4, South 1 will play against North 4, and then North 3 versus South 2, and South 3 versus North 2. So again, that's good to hear because the girls get the opportunity. I think that's great. I think that was a really good decision.
Dr. John is saying, I just told my wife, Curtin Hoop, said I'm helpful. She said, you don't know me well enough.
I can't vouch for what you do around the house, Dr. John.
We know this side of Dr. John. We like this side of Dr. John.
That's so funny. That's funny. All right. So moving on, which sport did you want to do first? We've got.
You know what?
Why don't we do baseball?
Oh yeah. We're gonna do baseball. I know the state brag. I believe it comes out tomorrow night. All right. I think Wednesday night. So we will definitely be doing something like a little. Maybe, I don't know, before the weekend probably, just to get a little baseball preview.
Yep, possibility.
But there is a couple big baseball games this weekend in the Bergen County tournament. It was upset Saturday last week. I just want to give a shout out to Coach Esposito, another former player, coached them at Ramapo, as number 9 Ramapo upset number 1 Don Bosco. Also, I know it's an upset with the numbers, but Ramsey also beat Bergen Catholic, so 2 of the big Catholics out there. There's one more Catholic in there, which is number 4 St. Joe's, and of course Old Tappan. So here we go. Selection this Saturday, semifinals. We got number 9 Ramapo and number 4 St. Joe's. Where are you going?
I'm going with number 4 St. Joe's in that game.
All right, I'm gonna go opposite of you. I'm going with Coach Espo. Hey,
right.
they're
He's
hot.
hot.
They're hot. They beat Bosco. Listen, we always talk about the athletes at Ramapo. They're not gonna walk in there and fear a Catholic school and fear St. Joe's. And you know, I'm gonna take the upset one more time. I think this Ramapo special team. I'm gonna go Ramapo. Then we have Old Tappan number 3 versus number 2 Ramsey. Where you want to go with that one?
I'm going with Ramsey on that one. So I'm matching up Ramsey and St. Joe's in the finals.
All right, I'm going to go opposite again on you on this one.
Oh, I like it.
I don't really feel any pressure because we're not keeping track of this like the football thing.
I can
but
tell you're.
I'm going to take little other upset. I'm going to go Old Tappan. So I'm going to go Old Tappan Ramapo in my final, and you're going Ramsey St. Joe's. So
Yep.
someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong somewhere down the line. So that's the baseball for now. Like I said, a lot of the other county tournaments have gone, and we're just waiting on the state bracket that comes out tomorrow night.
Right. I just wanted to check the. We had been waiting on some
softball
scores here, so I'm just looking to see. You know, let's want to go through what we have so far.
Yeah, let's go through what we have. Yeah.
All right. So we've got. Excuse me, you wanted to take softball, right? So I'll let you.
Yeah, I'll start. We're going to go with North 1, Group 1. 2 upsets today. Kinnelon over New Milford, Wallington over Emerson. So that's going to leave a sectional final of Kinnelon and Wallington.
Right, I'm going to pick Wallington in this one.
Okay.
I mean, Kinnelon did beat the 1 seed and then the 4 seed. Again, you're talking about hot, but I'm going to go with Wallington.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go with you, you know. Hey, I was rooting again. I got a little bias being an ex-assistant at Emerson, so I was rooting for Coach Graff there. Wallington with the little upset, but hey, Wallington has been a good team all year through. I'm gonna go with you. I will take Wallington over Kinnelon. Again, we have another. Now we get to North 2 Group 1. Weehawken in the 2 seed. I believe it was extra innings today, defeated the 3 seed Belvedere.
Do you mind if we go down, or you can't do that?
I can't do it that way. Yeah, right. I'm going to go that way.
Okay.
We don't have an official score right now on Cedar Grove Whippany Park.
No, Cedar Grove won.
Oh, Cedar Grove did win.
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to be Cedar Grove versus Weehawken. I'll take that one first. Weehawken's been an unbelievable story this year. They got a good pitcher. But I'm going to still ride with Cedar Grove in this one. I think it's going to be a close game, low scoring. I will take Cedar Grove.
I'm going Cedar Grove as well on this one. That's my local bias right there. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
All right, so we're going over back to Group 2 now, right?
Yeah, Dr. John, the first and second rounds of the SFC girls flag football will be played on June 1st. Irvington will host the South bracket. Ridgewood will host the North bracket. 3 games will be played at each site. FSC teams that come out of each site will play at the Jets practice facility on June 4th at 12 p.m. for the SFC title. The Big Central champion will play the NJIC champion at 1:30. SFC champion will play the BCC/NJAC overall winner at 3 for the overall state title.
Awesome. Just think of the step up of that event from last year. That's fantastic. That's awesome.
We're going to go to North 1 Group 2. Indian Hills, the 1 seed, defeats Mawa, and the upset city Pequannock, the 10 seed. And I got to give
but it is not to take anything away from Pequannock because they are a phenomenal program historically. Big softball town is that Ramsey on their side of the bracket did get upset. Remember, first round by Pascack Hill. So Pequannock did escape that. They did get matched up, so they did have a nice win over Lakeland. But they got that what's that quarterfinal matchup? They did not have to go up against the number 2 seed. They had the 15 seed. So just not to take anything away from them.
No, don't take nothing. And I will give credit. I'm going to give from Varsity Aces, Darren Cooper, like reading his post. He's been on Pequannock, and he picked Pequannock. I'm not even sure he might have picked him to come out of this bracket. But I'm going to go Indian Hills. Coach Light over there, one of the most dominant programs in Bergen County, year in and year out. just lost in the semifinals of they lost to IHA in the semifinals of the counties, but I think they get this section. I think they're going to beat Pequannock.
Again, not to take anything away from Pequannock, but there's a lot of Morris County softball teams that are hot right now. We'll get to Morris Knowles in a little bit, right? We know they did beat Montville, but even Roxbury playing really well. So I am though also going to go with Indian Hills, but I don't want to shy away from mentioning how hot Morris County softball is right now. Alrighty. Okay. So we're on North
2, Group 2. A little upset. The 1 seed Madison gets upset by the 4 seed Bernards. And our good friend, and listen, I'll start this one. I said this is the sectional final. The 3 seed Rutherford and Coach Sergio over at Hanover Park's got things rolling. And Hanover Park beat Rutherford. I believe you said it was like 8-3 or something like that today.
It was 8-3.
And
yeah.
I'm not going away from him. I'm taking Coach Serge. I'm going to take Hanover Park to beat Bernards and win the sectional final.
I am too, and I think we both predicted that last week. So Coach Serge, we're rooting for you there.
Got a comment. This is how you know I think our show's going. Joey Clams, great show. Let's go Rangers. So he's happy up 3-0, and he's watching along. We'll get to Coach. We're going to get to Joey Clams in a second. North 1 Group 3, another upset. Morris Knowles, the 9 seed. They upset Ramapo, I believe, last round, and today they upset Montville. So they are hot. And we do not have a winner, I don't believe, of the Old Tappan Roxbury, do we?
Right. I have not seen it yet. Yeah. So
okay, so we'll hold off on that prediction. We're not going to make it.
Right.
North 2 Group 3.
Well, can I say something?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So the Morris Knowles eked one out 1-0 over Montville. You know, Montville has a star pitcher who just, what'd she have? 18 strikeouts in the Morris County finals, I want to say. And, it looks like today they couldn't get their bats going. Maybe
that's old school softball, baby. 1-0.
That's Morris Knowles avenged an earlier season loss against
And
Montville.
Morris Knowles is hot. You just beat Montville and Ramapo back to back.
I would like to see, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I bet you... Listen, I'm sure Morris Knowles wants whoever wins the game, but if Roxbury gets there, if they could avenge another loss from earlier in the season as well, again, in that Morris County area. So good job to Morris Knowles there.
I don't believe we have an update on the North 2 Group 3. Cranford, West Morris, South Plainfield, Nutley.
Let me take a quick peek.
Take a quick look at that.
No, we got to find. We got West Morris over Cranford 2-1.
Okay.
And Nutley over South Plainfield in a big win, 9-1.
Coach Lou.
Absolutely.
Right? Coach Lou.
Coach Zulo.
Coach Zulo. You know what, Coach Zulo? Don't make me look bad on air, because I was all over on that paper. So I'm going to take Nutley over West Morris. And
I am as
well. Coach Sue.
I am as well. I'm staying on the Nutley train on this one, too. They've had a really exciting season. So I'm sticking with that one as well.
All right, let's move over to North 1 Group 4. The 1 seed Bergen Tech they beat Morristown, the 13 seed. Livingston beat PCTI, so it's 1-2. It's chalk. You like this? This is like your bracket. 1-2 chalk. But you know what? I'm gonna go with our pal Olivia, and one of our interns. She plays for Bergen Tech. We had Coach on. I hope they get it done. So I'm gonna take Bergen Tech in a low-scoring game over Livingston.
I can't go against Olivia either. I'm rooting for Olivia and the Bergen Tech team. They're going to have their hands full. Livingston is a tough matchup. I think it's going to be a good game as well, but I'm going to pick Bergen Tech also.
Let's move on to the non-publics. Non-public A. Let's see, Jen, if there are any updates.
North 2, Group 4.
Who is that?
That is Watchung Hills versus Hunterdon Central.
I did not have that.
Okay.
You want to make a pick on that?
I am. I'm actually picking Hunterdon Central on that one.
I'm going to go Watchung Hills on that one.
Okay.
Rolling into non-public
A.
We had the 1 seed Mount St. Dom's against Pope John, Hudson Catholic against IHA. Do we have any scores on that one?
Well, no, those are being played.
Oh, tomorrow.
Thursday.
Yeah, that's right. Thursday.
So we got to pick.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go chalk. I mean, listen, this is the game that was this was the game of the year last year. Mount St. Dom's is looking for payback on this one. IHA, 1 loss. But I'm going to go Mount St. Dom's over Pope John, and I'm going to go IHA over Hudson Catholic.
I mean, we said that last week. We said that I felt, anyway, I think we both picked those teams to be in
Yeah.
the sectional final of non-public A last week. I just think they're, a tier above the rest of the competition in that non-public A. So I got the same thing.
All right, going to non-public B. The number 1 seed Morris Catholic, the defending champs, against number 4 Lodi Immaculate. Where are you going on this?
Joey Clams. You're going to be very upset with my pick. I think your team's a little young yet. I think their time is coming. I think they've definitely improved as the season has gone on. I think Morris Catholic garnered some really good experience last year, and I think that's going to help them in that game. I actually have them as the non-public B champs this year, so I'm picking Morris Catholic in that game.
Just like you said before, yeah, they're young. I mean, again, this is like, to me, I said the Rutherford, Hanover Park. I think this is the championship game of non-public B. I think they're the 2 best teams. They're not seeded 1-2, but there are 1-2. And I'm just going to say this. Morris Catholic, you better hope you're right, because this Lodi team's coming.
Yeah.
And I don't mean coming like, I mean how they ran this bracket for years. I think it's going to happen again. And you know what? I got a little inside info today, and I just asked somebody, "Can I pick them?" And he asked somebody, he said, "Blank, blank, blank." That person answered, "Yep," and he says to me, "Pick them." So Joey Clams,
blank, blank.
blank, blank, blank. I don't want to give you the words over the air,
Okay.
but it was a word. It was a little conversation.
Okay,
I'm taking them.
gotcha.
Lodi beats Morris Catholic on Thursday. Lodi wins this bracket. Get it done. Let's go.
All right,
Let's go.
The other side of that bracket.
Yeah, I'm going to go DePaul over Gil St. Bernard. I mean,
chose DePaul as well.
you know, I'm going to be honest, and I just, the Morris Catholic Lodi Immaculate game, I think, is going to be the championship game.
Right.
So,
I kind of agree with that.
but I will go DePaul.
All right.
And then we have one more softball game, and that's Saturday.
Okay.
The Bergen County Tournament Championship. 1 seed, again, you would love this one.
Chalk,
1
chalk,
seed
chalk.
IHA, 2 seed Ramapo. Ramapo with a ridiculous comeback the other day. I believe they were down 3-1. Was it 3-1 or 3? I think it's 3-1 in the 7th. 2 outs. They scored 3 runs. They win the game. They come back. They were the Bergen County champs last year. They defeated IHA in one of the rounds. I'll let you pick first.
I'm going IHA.
This is a hard game. This is where does IHA, IHA is going to have probably Mount St. Dom and Ramapo. That's a lot. That's a lot over a week to have to play that.
You know what though? That team is used to playing.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And
It's
listen.
like, and you know what? I actually was having this discussion today with somebody at work. It's like, it was about state tournament play, and it was like, our state game's supposed to be Friday, but should we move it to Thursday? Our state's supposed to be Thursday, but should we move it to Friday because we're off? And it's like, we've been bam, bam, bam all season. Like, are we going to change it up? Like, they're used to that, Like, yeah, so I don't think that's even going to faze them.
And I saw Coach from IHA made a great point. They lost their first game to St. Thomas, St. Thomas Aquinas, I believe.
Well, I'm not sure.
They lost. And it was a great coach saying, hey, we got this loss out. This loss could be good for us. We don't have to worry about going undefeated.
Yeah.
We don't, that's not your goal, right? Is to be undefeated, right? Your goal is to win a state championship, a county championship, a league state championship.
You want to get those hiccups out of the way,
So,
face the adversity.
I think they're going to be much more relaxed. They're still going to want payback against Ramapo. But there's just something about that. I'm telling you, man. You can't go against them. You can't go against. I'm going Ramapo. You can't go against them. I'm going to take Ramapo. Okay. I think IHA wins the non-public A, but Ramapo is going to take another county tournament.
Alrighty, moving on to girls lacrosse. Okay, just a reminder that we don't have North 1 and North 2. It's just North Group 1. So in North Group 1, we have our semifinals slated. So we've got number 1 Mountain Lakes versus number 5 Glen Rock, and on the other side we've got number 2 Caldwell, number 3 Verona.
All right, I again, not that I know much about this, but I always take your word, and I always hear you talk about Mountain Lakes. So I'm going to take Mountain Lakes, and I'm going to take a mini upset in the other semifinal. I'm going to go with Verona. So I'll go Verona versus Mountain Lakes.
I am actually going to pick. I'm actually referring to my notes from last week, just seeing if I concur going into this week. I went Mountain Lakes Caldwell last week. I'm going to stick with Mountain Lakes Caldwell this week as well.
Okay.
Alrighty, moving on to North Group 2. We have, now this is the bracket where I said, I felt like, similar to what you said before about that the West Essex got placed on the Summit side of the bracket. So we have a 1-4 matchup, Summit versus West Essex. I feel like West Essex got robbed of a 2 or 3 seed. And on the other side, we've got 2 Mendham versus 3 Somerville. So who you got?
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go West Essex. I'm going to also go with Mendham. So I will go West Essex, Mendham, but I am going to go with you and say the winner of that Summit, West Essex, will be your champion. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go, and if I lose, what's good is if they lose, then I blame you.
I'm actually going to pick, again, being a West Essex alum, former coach there as well. It pains me, but I'm going to pick Summit. I just think they are, they're a little top tier right now. In the state. So I'm going to pick Summit. West Essex, nothing to sneeze at. Those kids will come to play. They always play hard. And I'm picking Mendham on the other side of the bracket as well.
Some breaking news from Dr. John. The flag football playoff games will not be played at MetLife this year. Coldplay is having a concert. We get the Jets practice facility.
Oh, got it. I missed that in his last one.
Let's see how good you know me. What is my favorite Coldplay song? It's probably only one I know, but... I'm going to give our audience a little treat because I don't know the name of it, but I know it goes. Isn't that Coldplay?
Viva La Vida?
Yeah.
That one?
I think that's Coldplay.
I don't know if I got that right. I just might be embarrassing myself here.
But that's it. That was pretty good rendition of it, right?
Who sings?
Isn't that Coldplay?
Yeah, but who sings just something just like this? Who sings that?
That might be part Coldplay.
Which, for the audience, was our wedding entrance song, which is not Kurt's favorite song.
I will double check that. Dr. John saying, Jen, the NJSIA using lax numbers instead of PowerPoints for player positioning really made some of the girls' brackets a little odd. Not sure if you're a fan, but many folks are not.
Well, you know what's funny? I happened to work with Dr. John, one of the West Essex coaches, and that was the gripe that they even that I'll just leave it at that.
It's the Chainsmokers and Coldplay.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not Coldplay.
Okay, I'll give you a pass on that.
Yeah.
For tonight.
It's not.
All right. So now we're moving on to North Group 3, where we have number 1 Chatham versus number 5 Morris Knowles. Morris Knowles eked one out in the 4-5 game today over North Hunterdon. And we have number 2 Northern Highlands versus number 3 Randolph. Who you got here?
I'm going to go Northern Highlands and Chatham.
That's who I have as well. Chatham, another top-notch program in Morris County. Northern Highlands, just in a personal experience, I felt like we used to just play them conference play in lacrosse. We used to always cross their paths in state tournament play. Just real solid program as well. I agree with you on that one. We're going to go to North Group 4, where we have number 1 Morristown versus number 4 Hunterdon Central. And actually, we don't have a result up yet for the other side. We have Westfield, number 6, who eked one out over a very good Bridgewater Raritan team at number 3, another stellar program. The other game is the 7-2 Hillsborough Ridgewood.
You know what?
I would be shocked if Ridgewood doesn't win this.
Yep.
Because I actually have.
I have so much confidence in Ridgewood. So do I. So I'm going to take Ridgewood over Westfield, and the other side, I guess I'm going to have to go Morristown.
Alrighty. And then we're not going to go through our non-publics because they're in the quarterfinals, and those games are being played on May 26th. Want to go into some boys lacrosse?
Sure.
All right, so our boys lacrosse brackets as they stand. Let me just get them up here. We have in same thing, just by group. We don't have the section. So we've got North Group 1. We've got similar. We've got number 1 Mountain Lakes, number 4 Westwood, and then we've got 2 Glen Rock and number 3 Ramsey in those semifinals.
I'm going to go Ramsey with the mini upset, and of course I'm going to take Mountain Lakes.
I am going to go straight chalk. I got Mountain Lakes and Glen Rock.
Shocking.
Alrighty, let's go ahead to North Group 2, where we have number 1 Summit This is a lot of talking for me. I apologize about my voice. Number 1 Summit versus number 5 Sparta, with a huge win over the 4 seed, like a very lopsided win over number 4 Wayne Valley seed. And then we have West Essex versus West Mars. That's an old Iron Hills Conference matchup there.
Yeah, I'll take West Essex, but I'm still going to. I remember people laughed at me, and I know Dr. John had my back because he said, Kurt, that's not out of not being that crazy when I said I want Sparta. So I'm going to take Sparta over Summit, and I'll take West Essex. So Dr. John, back me up again, baby. Sparta upsets Summit.
You know what I wish was happening here? If West Essex girls had gotten that 2 or 3 seed, we might have seen a Summit West Essex matchup in both of these sectional finals. That just would have been pretty cool. But I'm picking Summit West Essex in this final here. Alrighty, so we're gonna go on to
real quick,
North
Dr.
Group
John.
3.
Lax numbers measures your quality wins versus quality losses and have a point spread as part of the formula. As a beginning program in Irvington, teams are actually hurt in playoff standings by playing us because we aren't ranked very high on lax numbers. Then it creates a situation where teams feel like they need to run up the score to max out the lax number rating. It's not a good situation for anyone. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's not, yeah. You know, it's funny. Has not been like a perfect system for like girls lacrosse power rankings. I feel like even the lax power rankings that used to be used weren't really consistent. You know, we tried to use them in county tournament seedings, and it just really wasn't consistent until the end of the year when you have, you know, all of the data in there. But yeah, there really isn't a perfect system for it right now. So hopefully that we got to get Cindy
like
Berardino,
in all seriousness,
we got to get Cindy Berardino back on the show and discuss it.
Yeah, honestly, it sounds like seriously like the college football. Like, you know, you have to win 72-6. Or I mean, it's.
You know what?
Come on.
It's a growing sport. It's continuing to evolve. So I'm sure this is continuing to evolve as well. They're trying to come up with a system that could that can accommodate, you know, as the sport continues to grow. All right, moving
real quick,
on.
Mr. Kirkpatrick. Hey guys. Hey gang. Sorry, busy night at work. I want to wish the Huntington Hurricanes boys lacrosse team best of luck playing for a state championship. Oh,
nice.
Congratulations and good luck.
Yeah, good luck to them. Thank you, Kenny, for giving us that info. All right, you're going to like this one. Group 3, North Group 3, we got straight up chalk. Scotch Plains of Fanwood at the 1 versus Randolph 4. And we've got Chatham and Northern Highlands as the 2-3 game on the other side of the bracket.
I'm still going to take Highlands. Again, I think that's one of the, you know, and that's a North school. And I guess I'll go with Scotch Plains Fanwood.
All right, I'm going completely opposite you on this one. You're going to be shocked. I'm taking Randolph in the upset on this one, and I'm picking Chatham. I'm actually picking Chatham to come out of that bracket.
Okay.
Alrighty, and now we're moving on to North Group 4, and there we have Powerhouse Ridgewood at the number 1 versus Bridgewater Raritan 4. Another straight chalk, and then we got Hunterdon Central versus Westfields as the 2-3 game on the bottom.
I'll go Hunterdon. I'm going to go chalk here, and I'm not going against. I don't go against Ridgewood. Only if they're running Windows 95, Dr. John.
I will tell you, I don't think that the Ridgewood lacrosse team is the equivalent of a Windows 95.
Dr. John saying Chatham is really good, Kurt. Really good. They are a tournament of champions. Good.
Yeah, agreed.
Did I take Chatham or did I not take Chatham?
No, you didn't.
Who did I take?
You took Northern Highlands. Yeah.
Okay. That's the North in me.
Dr. John, he needs to consult you before the show.
Yeah. Dr. John, let's talk this weekend, please.
I'm actually going Ridgewood, Westfield on this one, with Ridgewood coming out of that bracket. And that wraps up our tournament games that are remaining. So, huge thank you to Coach George DiGrande for coming on this evening. Really enjoyable interview, and great job he does for the North-South High School All-Star
Yeah,
game.
and one more again, congratulations to Rachel, Olivia, and Ryan, the interns. I mentioned all three. And they do an unbelievable job. All, you know, two's graduating college, one's graduating high school. They all do a great job with us for all our shows, but particularly, you know, the All In on High School show.
We don't want to leave out our other intern, Daniel.
Oh, Daniel, of course. He's just not graduating, right. But I mean, he's awesome too. It's just he's just not graduating. Well, you know, he right now, since he's the only one coming back till we get someone younger, he will have like all the accolades next year. But seriously, hey, congratulations! It's an unbelievable season. You know, unbelievable. These games are just unbelievable. I mean, I remember playing like in state games and county games, and it's just. It's great. It really is, you know, and a lot of times, you know, we talk about baseball and we'll get into the baseball, but you're going to look and you see it in some in softball, like how are they at 10 and how are they 8? But baseball, you'll see 8 seeds. It's who's hot. You know, it's who's hot and who has the pitchers left. That's how it goes. Dr. John saying, I'm pretty sure Ridgewood Girls Lacrosse has a Windows 95 formation. I just want to know this, Dr. John. Does the Ridgewood Girls have the flag football come out in some kind of wing? There's definitely that concept there. There's buck, sweep, trap, and and waggles in that playbook. I'm telling you. But no, great. It was awesome having Coach on tonight with this All-Star game.
Yep.
And it's just awesome what they do for these unbelievable football athletes.
Yep. So thank you for watching. Good luck to everybody who's continuing to play, and we will see you next week.
Dr. John's final words: the Ridgewood Girls, they are really good.